Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines 2, where apparently there was just an education complaint. I guess we can take a look at that. It's been a while. Our elementary school is nowhere near capacity. Our high school is nowhere near capacity. Okay, it might just be distance issues. If we look at this, yeah, that's probably what it is. So that's very interesting, right? Because this distance radius is really very, very, very small. No doubt about that. Incredibly small. However, I suspect that they're actually complaining about the lack of college. That is very, very possible. And for now, we'll put our college like up over here, I think. It's going to be relatively expensive. What's the upkeep on that? 150,000 a month? Okay, that's quite a lot. We'll put in a college up here. Do we charge tuition? I don't know. Maybe. I'm guessing that's what that complaint was about, was the lack of college. But this is definitely a very small radius that these schools have, considering how many people can go to them anyway. So we'll keep an eye on that, but for now, that's definitely a potential concern. I want to do our inevitable check-in on how this ground pollution is doing over here. So let's do that real quick. Ground pollution is slowly shrinking. Very slowly. Checking in on air pollution. Yeah, this is pretty much what we expect to see. It is all going this way by design. Phenomenal. So this is, of course, going to be a potential issue eventually, but for now, it is what it is. So that's all fine for the moment. We do see demand just kind of hovering here right now. So nothing too major at the moment. How's our growth doing? 185 per hour. Okay. And yeah, we're losing quite a bit of money. No doubt about that one. And a lot of that is due to the college. The college is pretty expensive and pretty big too. But we do see there's really capacity of 1,000 here. How did they decide this? So the elementary school has a capacity of 1,000. The high school has a capacity of 800. And the college has a capacity of 1,000. So why did they decide to nerf the capacity of the high school if they're not going to follow that pattern, I wonder? Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind those number differentials, but it hasn't... We haven't run into major issues from it yet. So for now, that's okay. We've also not yet managed to turn a profit because of the ongoing costs of a lot of these services. They are quite high. There's no doubt about that. So you got to be pretty careful with how you build them. That said, a lot of those costs are located in this incineration plant. That upkeep is significant at 210,000 per month. So there is that. And the upkeep costs of this college are 150,000 per month. So there's that too. So all of that is definitely considered. We are certainly going to be needing some low-density housing eventually. What are these indicators? There's no tooltip for them. I'm not sure what this is trying to tell me. Is it telling me to zone this that way? Or that, like, these people wish they were zoned that way? No, that's where our structures are, right? That's where our signature buildings are. Yeah, that's what that's indicating. Okay, noted. So that's fine. We got that figured out in the end. Cool. Now then, I'm going to purchase this tile right up over here. I'm also going to purchase everything right over this way for the time being. So we're going to get that all unlocked. That will, of course, allow us to build this avenue that goes straight on out like this-ish. There we go. And then we would want to lump this guy right on in here. So that would be 180 degrees right there. Okay. Yeah, that just kind of curves over. That is what I wanted that to do for now. Cool. Oh, we have the best internet connection ever. We now have access to the theater actor mansion. Okay, I guess we could build that. That is this guy right here. And we'll just slot that in right there for 500 XP. That gets us pretty close to level 7, which we're going to need because we're going to run out of money eventually at this rate. That said, we do have a bunch of abandoned structures over here. So we can get rid of all of these that are currently abandoned. That was not the abandoned structure there. I just saw the lights flicker. Noted. However, the sun's coming up, so I'm sure it'll be fine. There's a lot of lack of customers up over this way. No doubt about that. There's not a lot we can do about that until we just get more people, right? So that basically is a problem that will solve itself given enough time. We've got some hearses that are needed out over this way. They'll get there. I imagine there's one pretty close here, actually. So if we check in on our death care, we can see, yeah, there's hearses all around. They'll get there. It just takes them a bit. So that's reasonably fine. Are we running any sort of traffic issues at this moment? I don't believe that we are. We're still appalled at how healthcare is run in the city. They're not sure if they're going to get treatment or not. We've got 12 out of 100 patients. Just show up. We've got plenty of room. No problem there, really. I mean, additional ambulances and more patient capacity. Yeah, it's 63,000 per month to upkeep this. That's wild. The reason I say that is this is 49,100 to upkeep. Okay, we're supposed to be paused right now. This is 49,100 to upkeep for 100 patients. We can extend that by an additional 25 for 63,000 a month. So why not just build another medical clinic? The only question is one of space. So if we were to build this, I guess it's a little smaller. But man, that does not feel very worthwhile, to be honest. And we do already have 2 medical clinics, so yeah, I think we're fine on medical, to be honest. They're still upset about the pollution down here, but these guys have actually given up on being upset about the pollution, which is interesting because they're closer to the epicenter of the pollution, but whatever. The pollution is definitely improving. There's no doubt about that. So let's bulldoze this abandoned structure over here. We have the best internet connection ever. Yes, that is definitely true. And at this point, this is all office space. Okay. We can do a little bit of extra zoning up through here. Up until this avenue here. And then things get a little awkward, right? And we may want to start unzoning some of this commercial. I think it's pretty clear that we're a little overbuilt on the commercial right now. So we'll keep an eye on that, and when that's necessary, we'll do some of that. We've also got this that never got developed. It might get developed eventually, but for now, it's not really a thing. So 360 per hour is going pretty good. Plenty of open jobs in the industry sector. Cool. Wow, we're actually very close to turning a profit here. So we're continuing to grow nicely. For the time being, I definitely want to get us to the point where we're making money. That would be great. And there we are. Just like that, we're making money. Not much, but we're making money. That's a very good sign. I do want to extend our avenue out this direction. That is eventually going to be a necessity. So that is this guy up over here. And we would just extend you out to here. Nope. Yes. Here. Okay. So something kind of like that. And then we know that this is 2 blocks here. So this is going to be... Hang on. Yeah, right here. So that's 3, 4. Where's 90 degree here? I know it's here somewhere. That's 88. 92. Okay, we'll just try building it out from here. It really doesn't want to do that. Okay, let's try this road again. What do we got going on here? right there. It really doesn't want to go directly in here. Let's bring it down to here and see what that does. Okay, now it'll build straight. Sure. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this here would need to be an avenue. So that's fine. We can definitely do that. That would go right here. Like that. We don't need to be in curve tool. That was probably part of that. So let's bring this on up, and we'll be here. And then that, of course, connects in up here. Ooh, hang on. This is a little bit off.
You're back with Second
Okay,
Home Radio.
let's pull this out of here for now.
Home from home.
We'll get
So
those
settle back
refunds.
in your chair, pour yourself
And
a
I just want to make sure that we're straight
hour of
here.
musical delight. Tonight we are doing a musical tour.
90
of
degrees. Looks
Italia.
good.
Land of art.
Yeah, there's
and
overlapping
culture.
items here. What are we
Cobalt,
hitting?
as they say. And an aria inspired by the infamous Vivaldi shall be on.
I think it doesn't like...
We've recently been having what some are calling the worst
Something
kind of luck
here.
there is. That's right. Today we are talking
Is
about
it our
the increased
forestry?
likelihood that you'll die.
It might be our forestry
That's not
service
exactly
here.
what an
So for
increase
now,
in
I'm going to get rid of the forestry
Either way,
and
if
see
everybody's
if that
dying,
does anything.
That gives me the
We can
That's a
definitely
wild
extend the
real
forestry
estate
out over here.
Are you
For
trying to
now,
make
let's see
me
what that
panic?
does.
Did you say panic? She said panic. The
Yep,
death
that
rate
was
is
it.
skyrocketing. We've got
Cool.
to get out of here.
You
So we're going to
go,
bring this
I'll stay,
right on
without the
down
mess.
to
We'll be
here.
back
There
after
we go.
this. Industry in the region is
And now
on the
this guy
rise,
goes
and when
in right here.
business is
Yeah,
doing
perfect.
well, that
Okay,
floats
so that's all
all boats.
correct
There's no
at that
sinking
point,
this boat,
and then
Brenda.
we can bring this road on down to connect right there. It didn't actually connect. Okay, let's try that again. Overlapping items. Sure. We can put it here, so that's okay. And then we can put it here. Slightly fiddly, but that is absolutely fine. So up we go, and up we go. Cool. Okay, so something along the lines of that would work. We do, of course, require a roundabout here, and there's already one here. So that's all good. Wonderful. I do want to build these roads out this direction for now. And we should probably look at our upgrade that we got available from Busy Town. So we can get a couple of upgrades here. We know they've been complaining about healthcare, but I don't really think we need anything here, to be honest. They've been complaining a bit. Well, maybe we could get some power going here with like geothermal plants. Those are probably expensive. Although a hydroelectric power plant is definitely interesting. We've got a river. We may end up flooding ourselves. We'll see how that goes. We may need to build some like flood walls or something along here. We'll see. What is the current flow direction of the river? We know it's flowing this way, right? So if that's the case, if we put the dam here, the backup should be up here. In theory. So that would be an interesting concept anyway. The upkeep here is 100,000 per month. Does this work like in Cities Skylines 1, where there's a road on top? Quite possibly. Elevation too low, overlapping items, distance too short, not on shoreline. Okay. In water, elevation too low, exceeds city limits. That is definitely connecting into the road. Okay. So as a hypothetical, if we were to come down here, that's just in water. Okay, we must be starting this in water. So if we were to back off this section of road here, and then we were to look to build this, say, here. Yep, that's viable. Okay, that's fascinating. So I would look to build it as a hypothetical right up over here, but that currently is considered exceeding city limits. So is that. And then that we need to start a little higher up. Elevation too low. Not on shoreline. This works. It's very expensive. But let's do that for now. Okay, so now I want to take this avenue and we would link that in here. And then this one would be linked in kind of like that. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. So now this is going to start flooding this area back here. And the question is, what is that actually going to do up over here? Well, we're going to let it do what it's going to do. It'll definitely back up, and it won't overspill like this cliff over here, but it might wipe out the Aspen Highway a bit. We'll see what it ends up doing. That'll be very interesting indeed. But because the water is flowing this way, we can harvest the power right on out of there. So the Marley Dam currently, the question is... Okay, we select the hydroelectric power plant here. Yeah, it's producing a good amount of electricity. So that's good. Looks great. No problem there. We're going to be negative financially again here. That's not shocking at all, considering that thing was pretty expensive. No pedestrian access here again. I really feel like this is a bug. This was not a problem before. There's been a traffic jam up over here, and that is definitely true. We've definitely got a traffic jam going on over here. So the question is, why is there so much traffic at this intersection? Why are they pathfinding like this instead of pathfinding onto our avenue here? Well, we can see that there's an avenue here, and this is Evergreen Avenue here. Okay. Well, it seems to have cleared up. We'll keep an eye on that. It might become an issue later on. For the time being, let's bulldoze some of these abandoned structures. What is this indicator up here? I don't know. Sure. I guess it just indicated that we were going to get a refund? I'm not 100% on that one. So yeah, this dam has definitely got a road on it. No doubt about that. But overall, it looks like the dam did not back up the river all that much. So that's good to know. No major backup there, but it's definitely a little lower out over here, which is to be expected. Does this water pumping station actually have a connection to the water, though? I believe it does. That doesn't appear to be an issue. And our sewer pipe, that's definitely not having an issue, although those particles have a bit of an issue. I have a feeling it's not supposed to look like that, but okay, sure. That'll do. So we do have some demand for medium density residential right now. I'm going to pull back this commercial up over here. That's the road maintenance depot. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to pull back this commercial here, and we're going to zone that. I'm going to pull back this commercial as well. And this commercial, and this little bit of office space over here. We're going to rezone all of that. So that seems okay for the time being. There's a fire down over this direction. Presumably the fire truck is on its way. Yep, there it is. Phenomenal. And it's taken care of. Cool. So how are we doing financially? Minus 4,000 per hour? Yeah, that needs some work. The dam is pretty expensive. The incineration plant, backed up sewer up over here. Ah, are we exceeding the capacity of our drain pipe? Yes, we are. Noted. We could upgrade it. This would reduce its pollutant amount. Okay, sure. An extra settling tank would reduce the amount of sewage being expelled. Okay, so that would just increase the purification rate to an overall of 35% with these combined. Gotcha. So, what else do we have for sewage? So, these are sewage pipes here. Sewage outlet, yes. Wastewater treatment plant would be a 50% purification rate. It would be pretty expensive. I'm wondering if we could fit it down over here. This is considered in water. Okay, so we'd want to put it probably on the other side, out over here. Ah, okay, that does groundwater. Hang on a moment. The treated water is then pumped back into the water network. The removed pollutants become garbage to be collected. Okay, so this does not work like the ones in City Skylines 1. Got it. In that case, our wastewater treatment plant should go up over here somewhere. Now, one thing we should probably consider doing is relocating this coal power plant. If we relocate it here, that should be enough to fit a road out through here, right? Yes. So that'll be good. Let's get this road moved in about like... overlapping items? That road doesn't quite fit here. No, it does. We just need to be a bit careful about it. Okay, so something like that. Now, the center one here, well, these are 4, right? So there's 4 roads here. There's not exactly a center one. So I think what we're going to do to that end is maybe like slightly larger blocks. So this one would go up here and then look to connect up like that. So this would go, in theory, I'm not sure we'd be able to fit this through. Yeah, the incineration plant is huge. Just having this additional road through here will help us cram a lot more things in here. So I do want to build this wastewater treatment plant, and that's going to go here. Okay, so that is going to be outputting some ground pollution, some air pollution, but it's in the pollution zone. It'll also output water back into the city, so that'll help our pumping situation. And we're just straight up to 26% usage here. So I'm wondering, how much are we using of this pump now? 19. Okay. So that's not too bad. People in the city are not looking well. Someone should really look after their well-being. So the well-being thing, I think, is different from the sick thing. I suspect. That, if I recall correctly, there's... in here somewhere, the welfare office? Yes. That is likely what's going to be needed here. So at this point, we would need to go into the police and we would grab the welfare office. We would put in a single welfare office somewhere. Possibly in this office. Ooh, that's big. Okay. Never mind. It's going to go up over here. Cool. So a welfare office goes in. But it helps. It increases well-being in the surrounding neighborhood. So I'm wondering... that's a very, very wide range. Okay. We can't move that into one of these blocks, right? Right. We may, however, want to move it down here, actually. Yeah, that costs 26,000, but that's okay. So now we've got some welfare here. That'll be fine. Waiting for a hearse. Yeah, that's pretty normal, apparently. So let's get rid of these abandoned structures. All is looking good there. We are seeing demand for industrial coming up. So let's get some industrial manufacturing up over here. That's going to be maxing out our industrial area for the time being. But there we go. That's all nice and handled. Perfect. So we're now at a population of about 8,000, and our finances are holding firm at minus 6,000. We'll get there.
Local public service announcement.
We'll get there. If we absolutely have to, then we will deal... What is this? Oh, this fire didn't get put out, actually, and something burned down. This car? Indeed, this car. So it's going to have to be towed by a road maintenance vehicle, I think.
A silent, audible masterpiece. Now here we sit, listening at full volume, and
here it comes.
Souls are transported.
Interesting. So this likely is indicative of the fact that our nearest firehouse is a ways away.
And on to our main
We should probably
featured
consider...
story.
Well, that's actually
The
not
commercial
all that
district is
far,
booming,
really.
As the area is attracting more high-end
Especially when we
stores,
consider
bringing
0 of 4
latest in
vehicles in
luxury
use.
to our
So
neighborhood.
we'll keep an
You
eye
can
on that.
now
If there's
shop
more
for designer
problems with
shoes
that,
while
we'll
sipping
do
a
something
fancy
about it.
local
We do have a
Starbucks
few
latte.
additional
Or so
abandoned
my wife tells me.
abandoned
That's
structures
good
here.
for business and
Cool.
Good for the community.
Thanks.
So
Peter.
that all looks good for now.
We'll be back.
And it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
We're
And next
live,
episode, we're
and
going
getting
to
reports
continue
about a
our
traffic
quest
accident,
towards profitability.
somewhere,
You can leave your offerings to the
in the
engagement
city.
gods
Road
in the form of
maintenance
likes,
services have
comments,
already been
subscribes,
dispatched, and
and
traffic
bell
cones should
ringings,
return
and a
tomorrow.
very special
But if you're
thank you to
planning
all
a
of the
quick trip
channel
out, you
members
might
for
want
making
to
this
wait a
video
while until
possible,
everything
including
clears up.
ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.